Bonjour à tous, hello everyone, this is Mac Plays on Mac et je vous présente épisode 6 of Mac Island. In the previous episode, we worked on detailing in the city to make it more realistic. We worked in details in two neighborhoods where we added a lot of trees, pathways, and improved the surfaces. We also worked on filling the gaps in between the buildings as well. Now, in today's episode, we are gonna work on the university. Indeed, we are finally gonna add higher education to our town that's now gonna get about 10,000 people. In addition of this, we're also gonna add a couple neighborhoods to support housing for the university and staff. Alright, let's jump in it. Our main island is getting pretty filled already. So the truth is there is not much room for this big university we're gonna build and its sports center that's gonna come with it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to relocate a bit of the industry and little by little just push it further away from the city. In addition of the industries being moved, our utilities are also gonna have to be pushed just to the side. So this is a pretty massive building, as you can see, and I think this is about the area where I would like to be at the end. So we're gonna build a road over there just to make sure that it's gonna be perfectly aligned to our grid. And now we need to move our industries. So we're gonna first start by flatten the area because this used to be a bit hilly over there. And now we're gonna extend our road network to this side over there. It's going to help us to relocate our utilities, the water, as well as our taxi depot, our road maintenance depot, and our bus depot needs to be just slightly moved a bit down. So this is not really a realistic part of the episode, I know, but unfortunately, being such a small island, we don't have much room to work with. We are going to build an extensive campus with accommodations, commerces, some offices, and also we're going to need to unlock all of this so we can build a sport complex next to the university. Now that everything is out of the way, we need to make sure that the terrain is conform to what we're going to build. So I want something pretty flat and very level all the way to the university. Now we're going to build that main road that's going to come from the center to all the way to down. We're going to use pedestrian roads mostly because this is going to be a pedestrian campus and we're going to try to keep the cars to the side. Now this upgrade is very interesting. It's a garden and it actually fit perfectly between our two roads, so I'm thinking we're gonna put that. Unfortunately, when I deleted that pedestrian road to the right, it created that black blob over there that I'm not able to get rid of, doesn't matter what I try. Look at how that center road is perfectly aligned to the center of the university. I just love it. As I'm working on the road network, I try to put this road very close to the university and unfortunately it just doesn't work with it, like it's too close for it, so I'm just gonna have to delete it and rebuild it next to it. It's too bad because it was such a perfect fit. Alright, so here is where we're gonna put our football stadium and right next to it we're gonna put a soccer field right there. We just need a bit more room. Here we go, and in between the two of them I'm thinking about putting a road. So I would have loved to have an actual pedestrian road that's smaller. Unfortunately, the only size we have is a 2-tile size. And now this is where we're gonna have some issue with some interesting game mechanics that for once are actually more realistic, and that's more my problems than the actual game. So we're gonna start by building some commercial area right by the main road and behind it some residential one. And now what you see me drawing are some roads so we can maximize the amount of space we have with using the alley road. I'm trying to have as mixed as possible of zoning. That's why you actually see a mixed zoning, some commercial, some medium density, some low income housing, and some higher density. Maybe also some single row housing as well. And this is where the game is actually beating me, because if you can look attentively, you're going to see that all of the area developing right now are the commercial areas. There is like one building in the back that's developing, but this building actually is far enough from the area. If you take a look, you see all of the red over there is not good at all. So what I'm going to try to do to beat this is to build more residential on the outside of the area, trying to make it more residential friendly in the middle. In the meantime, we are gonna be working on our relocalization of the different industries. So all of these ones right there, the closest to the downtown, are gonna be moved to the outside and replaced with a lot of offices and also commercial, because these are the two most needed right now. I feel like my cabs are way too utilized, so I'm gonna add more cab garage into that one, putting the total to 55 instead of 40, and I'm sure it's still gonna be used. So it's still not developing. I need to try to find a different way. Let's keep going at it. The game mechanic is actually pretty accurate. It seems like that pollution makes me not able to grow any housing in the front part of the university, for now at least. Let's see how long it lasts. And to help with this, I decided to put more single row housing next to the university, where it's actually not too polluted yet, or anymore at least. And as you can see, they are popping like crazy, so it's a good thing. That means that the demand is here and I need to fulfill it, and I need to build more to make everybody happy. I'm not really a big fan of how big that building is right there, so we're going to separate it in two buildings, and I'm also going to put that side over there as a retaining wall. Again, I'm amazed by the difference that the retaining wall tool can bring to a game. It just makes it the difference of height much smoother. It's slick, you know, it's not wonky as it used to be before. So I'm definitely losing my battle with pollution right now. It is crazy. I will need to make big notes of this for the future, because I have a lot of industrial areas I need to transition into the future for different kind of use. Alright, so while we're waiting for that pollution to go away, we're going to work on a different area of the university. We need to provide parking lots for the sporting places, but also for the university itself. So I was thinking at first with going with multiple stories parking, but I think right now it's a bit overkill, and we're just going to go with ground parking facilities for now. Let's try to see what we can fit in this area. So ideally I would like to fill a couple of the tennis field, but also some basketball field and the swimming pool while I'm at it. That's my goal. And here we go. I think this fits pretty well like this. Now we're gonna need to landscape a bit everything, but we're gonna add maybe a parking facility right here. On second thought, I think actually it will fit much better like this, and we're just gonna add an extra road over there. Perfect. Now, can we fit an extra basketball field? Yes, even two actually. And now it's time to landscape here. So we're gonna put some grass in the middle like this, and we're gonna also add trees all around. Like in the center, make it maybe like a small kind of park area where people can relax or can get some shade, waiting for other games or just enjoying themselves. Alright, let's take another quick look at our area. Nope, nothing new built, so let's add more trees. Let's try to shield them a bit more from that pollution that can come from over here, just like this. Here we go. And that might help also with the noise. And we're gonna add also some trees on that ramp on, like this. And let's add also, like, that's just while we added details, all of the other parts that I forgot to do before. Well, clearly nothing is developing here, so I'm going to try to change maybe the kind of zonings that we have. We're going to add a couple offices, a couple commercial area, and of course that just develop right away. Let me see, I think we're going to add a roundabout here because French. Doesn't it look so pretty, so useful, right? The most useful roundabout in the whole city just right there got blocked. But more seriously, we're gonna actually add one right there because I think these are gonna be some main junction in the future. So we need to make sure it's gonna still be a smooth junction. And while we're at it, we're gonna rezone this into offices to improve the buffer that we had before, shielding the university and the housing from the industries. Alright, it's time to fix that issue we have with the university. So I'm just gonna delete it right like this. We are gonna rework on the terrain, and now we're just gonna rebuild it the same exact way, but I'm not gonna make the same issue as deleting the road later. I'm gonna make sure I do that right at the beginning so there is no issue whatsoever. And now that's done, we're gonna increase our single row housing development in the side of the university, between Broadway and the actual university. Now let's take some time to decorate that beautiful roundabout we just built, and also the new alleyways that go all the way to the beginning of the university. We are also going to add a bunch of development into the back of the university. Indeed, we still need more residential area for the university. As you can see, our demand is through the roof and we need to make sure that everybody can be satisfied with it. So the idea is to do the same as we did a few episodes ago with our college, and to go all the way to the water and use it as a key wall. So we blend in with the coast. And here is them developing right now. I made the choice to go with the North American single row housing because I feel like they are the kind of architecture that blends the most with this type of university we have, the design of it. So now it's time to step away from the university and to build back some of our industries we had to unfortunately destroy to build that university, the residential areas that comes with it, and also all of the offices and commercial areas. We have a big demand into industrial area, so we need to fill that demand, and pushing it unfortunately towards the end of the island, it's what makes sense right now. We are going to build another park on the other side of the city. This is literally where the entry to Broadway is. That's where most of the citizens are going to come when they first move in. So we want to make this place as attractive, as beautiful as possible. So we're going to build a big park over there. And actually, we're going to make that park out of 4 smaller parks. I'm going to reuse the area tool to make them all blend together, and then I'm gonna construct some path to make sure there is a big pedestrian connectivity in between the park, in between the road, and as well as some little bridges just to make the area a bit more interesting to look at. As you can see, my trees are already getting orange and brown and yellow. I feel like summer did not even happen because literally we were just in the last episode at the end of winter. I do not understand how quick that went. So this is a new place that I built. Actually, I'm not gonna say off camera, I actually filmed it, but for whatever reason I had an issue with the file and I was not able to use it. So just for an idea, this is right next to our Rockstar house. This whole neighborhood is brand new, but I want to make it feel like dense with some nice activities, some nice parks, some beautiful views, okay? I am struggling here. I'm trying to remove this from being a retaining wall or a key, and the thing is, since it was built like this, I'm not able to remove it. So for whatever reason, I cannot even force it as a regular road again. I hope this will be changed if the mod or when the mod will get updated. Alright, it's now time to do some gardening. This is now the end of the episode 6 of Mac Island. Today, among other things, you saw me struggling with building our new university, relocating most of the industries that this university took the land of. We also built a couple new neighborhoods and increased the beautification of some new parks. So let's take a look at all of this right now. Allez, c'est la fin de l'épisode pour aujourd'hui. I cannot believe that snow is already back. It is just crazy. Anyway, I have so many exciting things for next episode. Even if our small island is getting pretty full, we still have a lot of plans for it, okay? So come back next week. Bye bye. À bientôt. Merci beaucoup.